I'm hoping this loads up. Hey, it looks like it loaded up. Thank God. Okay, so I went throughout this before, but the problem is, when I hit the start recording button, apparently it did not start recording. So unfortunately, I'm having to do this all again, but I figured let's do this in more of a live setting because it just makes it easier, at least for right now. I can have a little chat and then try to go to bed. I don't know if it's going to work, but hey, we can get it going. So the title of the stream, excuse me, let me get a little water, is Everything That Happens for a Reason. And this week has proven that more than not. So, all of this really started last Friday. And boy, that was an absolute day. So before that, let me jump back real quick. Let me tell you a little something that happened. And unfortunately, I mean, in a way, it's not good, but in a way, it is good. I guess it's all through perspective of how you look at it. Wednesday, I went into work, as per usual. I go in at 2:45 because at that time, I was a manager, and I say was. The unfortunate part is, because of my tooth situation, which I have an impacted wisdom tooth, which is pretty much rotting out. It has a very large cavity in the center of it. Now, what impacted means is, instead of facing the top, it is facing the front of my mouth, which it should not be. A normal, even wisdom tooth is supposed to face the front or the top or the bottom. Unfortunately, this can't be removed by a normal dentist. I have to go through an oral surgeon. So I've been in a lot of pain. The Monday that I was supposed to work, I had taken a nausea pill and a pain pill. I didn't wake up till 7 o'clock that night, and that's not very good. It's actually very bad. Oh no, my stream health went down. Hold on. I'm trying to get it fixed. I may have to switch things up here, which I think that's what I'm gonna do. Hold on. No, you stay. Hold on. I'm gonna try and get this fixed. Okay, let's see. Alright, I think this is gonna work out a lot better. Since the signal seems to be a little bit more clear. And it's unfortunately not a comfortable place. I'm in my chair and I wanted to be on my bed and get comfortable, but it is what it is. So, alright, let me try to fix this real quick. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. That was unfortunate. Okay, so, getting back to the topic at hand. Everything happens for a reason. As I said, I lost my promotion at work because of my tooth. Unfortunately, I was taken in to the meeting and, being told that you're unreliable actually really hurts. If you've never been told that, when you're used to doing everything that you're supposed to and being the one that people can depend on, that, more than anything, hurts really badly. It's like getting kicked in the gut. So rather than be there and be as upset as I was, I chose to go home. I chose to just take that day off, get it out of my system, cry, be let down in myself more than anything, but I was like, it's something I need to do. So I went home and I cried and I felt like a literal piece of shit for days. So that was Wednesday. I go through Thursday and I'm still feeling a little because I don't have my keys now. I'm not a manager. I'm not an integral part of the team. I'm just a cashier. it was like, wow, the reality of it is really setting in. And I'm like, I have to go back to work on Sunday and face all of these people who are gonna know I was demoted. It was one of those moments where I was like, oh my god, I don't know if I can do this, but at the same time, I have a job, I'm getting paid, so I need to look at that rather than trying to figure this into a popularity contest, because it isn't. So I go through that, and Friday rolls around. Friday was, it was a day. I slept, I ate, I played Skyrim. I just basically took time to myself. I got the house clean, I got everything done except for maybe the cat dishes. And I was gonna get that done, but I decided to take some time out and go sit by the fire outside. We have a small barbecue, and so I built a fire up in that. I sat outside. It was really nice. It was really peaceful, really calming. And I was like, yeah, this is what I need. I'm just going to enjoy it. It wasn't hot out that night at all. I mean, yeah, I stoked the fire just a little bit too much, but everybody does that, right? I go inside after I've made sure everything is calmed down, the fire's not going to fall out and start a grass fire. I lay down. My dad says, hey, I'm going to be home in a minute. I need you to help me with the groceries. And this is around 11:45 at night. He doesn't get off work until late, so he had to go to the grocery store afterwards. I wait for him to get home. I'm on Facebook watching America's Got Talent videos. I love those, especially the scary girl with the doll. She's amazing. I'm laying there, and my dad gets home. I get up, go help him with the groceries. My nose is starting to get stuffed up, and I'm just thinking, it's okay. It happens. You know, we've been outside, we've come inside, it's changing temperature. You also just stood up, so don't worry about it. I get everything put up, and I come into my room, and all of a sudden I start to feel really weird. And I've had this feeling once before when I've been on medication. This time I wasn't on anything new, so I know it wasn't a reaction. All of a sudden it felt like I couldn't breathe, that the air was going away. Something was closing off in my chest. And I was like, oh god, oh no, not this again. My heart started to race, and I'm quickly going through my mind, what did I take? What did I take? I didn't take anything new. I'm on an antibiotic. I've taken it for the past few days. Nothing's gone wrong. I took one naproxen, which I don't think it interacts with. It didn't say it did. So that couldn't have been it. But I was starting to feel like I was going to pass out. My first thought in my mind was, get help. I was very, very close to fainting, to feeling like I was sucking air through a straw. So I grabbed my phone, and I do not remember passing through the living room, the hallway to the living room, and going out the front door. I remember going through the other front door, going down the stairs, getting onto the driveway, and sitting down. I remember that. And I remember calling 911, I need help. What's going on? And I tell them, I feel like I can't breathe. I, feeling very lightheaded, like I'm gonna pass out. My heart is beating very, very fast. And she's like, we're gonna have people there, it'll be okay. So first responders get there, they check my blood pressure, it's very, very high. The ambulance shows up, I tell them what's been going on. I have an impacted wisdom tooth, I've been on antibiotics, I haven't taken anything new, I don't know what's going on. I've had this happen before, but only when I've taken medication. They take my blood pressure, and it was 142/90, which is very, very high. And they're like, I'm not gonna lie to you, we need you to go to the hospital. And I'm like, okay. They did an EKG. And when you do an EKG, they can see the different functions of the heart. I have an incomplete bundle branch on the right-hand side, which basically, the bundle branches are on both sides of your heart, and it's an electrical function which tells the heart when to pump the blood. I do not have a fully formed one on the right side. A lot of people have it. It's not uncommon, and it's not life-threatening. But they're like, the problem is, this could be a number of things, but because you've had this infection in your tooth, it could have spread. It sounds a little bit like sepsis. And when he said that, I was like, oh, shit. I was like, no, that couldn't be. And he's like, it could be, it couldn't be. I'm not saying that it is. It's just from my diagnosis. You have a couple of the symptoms. We need to get you taken in. We need to get you looked at. And I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and do that. And I'm busting out in tears because I'm still feeling like my head is going like this. I'm very dizzy. I am still, like, my heart's still racing. And I said, can you tell my dad, and can he get my shoes? Can he get my phone charger, my wallet? I know I'm going to need these things. They were even kind enough to stuff my headphones in my shoes. I'm very thankful for that. So we take a ride to the hospital, and I'm talking with the ambulance driver on the way. Do you always get the same kind of truck? It's just basic curiosities, things I've been wanting to know about. It was also kind of a way to keep me focused, keep my head in the game. And about partway there, I wasn't cold, but I started really shivering. I was shaking before, but it was like, you know, that feeling you get when you're cold and your teeth are almost chattering. It was that kind of sensation. It was really weird. I'd never had that before. I get to the ER, they put me in the waiting room because I wasn't life-threatening. I had been on fluids and my heart rate started to come down a little bit. They were like, okay, let's put her in there. I talked to the nurse, get checked in. They take me back within 10 minutes. It was really good. I get into the room and I explain everything to the nurse who's there. They get a blood sample, they get a urine sample, and I'm just kind of sitting there waiting. And of course I tell this to the couple of more people that come by, as you do when you go to the doctor. And meanwhile, I got taken in at 12 o'clock, and by the time that I got discharged, it was around 5:30, so I was there a while. In between that time, I was watching Impossible Engineering on Discovery Channel, or Engineering the Impossible. Really good TV show, I have to say. It was about ancient Rome and the Colosseum and the aqueducts and how they did all of this. It was really cool, and I hope Discovery puts that back on. So if anybody can get in touch with them, say, this person wants to see this. Because I can't find it on their thing. You can't buy it. I'm a little upset. Getting back on track. I spoke to the doctor. They did an x-ray. They did what was called a D-dimer test, which basically checks for blood clots to see if you're within the range. Everything came back normal. Everything came back fine. He said, but you need to go to your practitioner, you know, the person you always go to, because your heart is enlarged. And I just kind of sat there like, well, that's not good. Like, usually when people find out there's something wrong with their heart, which is your main organ, they're like, oh my god, oh my god. And I'm just like, well, that's not good. Okay. So I waited, and I got on the phone with my mom. I'm like, okay, I'm about to be released. What did they say? And I tell her. And she was really nice when she came and picked me up. You know, it was like 5:30 in the morning. She barely slept, but she came and got me. She was really nice. Do you want to go to Quick Trip? You want to get something to eat there? I'm like, yeah, we can do that. So it was a little weird. And of course she was very nice that whole day afterwards, letting me sleep, you know, doing little things. And I was like, wow, she's really worried. And I'm just sitting here like, well, that's not good. I was like, okay, but I'll get it done. Well, in the meantime, I'm, you know, making appointments with all these dentists, and because my tooth has been just hurting so badly. I mean, it feels like if you took your whole hand and stuck it against your face. Of course, my hand is very small, so many people would not have it like this. But the whole area where my hand is, it felt like each time that the pain would go, it felt like somebody had hit me in the face very hard, and I could still feel their hand there. And truthfully, it still hurts a little bit right here. I'm trying not to take anything. I'm trying to make everything last. I saw the oral surgeon 2 days ago. Yeah. Yes, 2 days ago. I'm sorry, I had to count that out. I'm very tired. And he said that yes, the tooth has to come out, that not only does your impacted wisdom tooth have to come out, the one in front of it has to come out, and the one above that has to come out, because they all three have cavities, except this one is the worst. The thing I appreciated about him is it was no BS. He was like, here's what we're gonna do. And I'm like, okay. He's like, we're gonna have to sedate you, which is, it's my biggest fear to go under for a dental procedure. I went under for surgery. Going under for a dental procedure is a whole nother ballgame. Kind of like when you get, it's where they stick a camera down your throat, and endoscopy. That's a whole other experience, too. So that's always been my biggest fear, and unfortunately, I'm gonna have to face it. He said, we're gonna sedate you, we're gonna lightly sedate you, we're gonna, the gum line, we're gonna have to cut that open, we're gonna have to remove some bone, and at that point, I'm like, okay. So we're also gonna have to split the tooth into 4 pieces, and I'm looking at the X-ray and I'm thinking, yeah, what tooth is there? Shouldn't be that big of an issue. I don't know how you're gonna split that into 4 pieces, but okay. And then we're gonna remove each piece. It says after that, we're gonna stitch you up. It's gonna be these, self-fading stitches, so you don't have to come back, but you're gonna have to stick with the antibiotic. You're gonna have to stick with the pain pills. You're gonna have to stick with a liquid diet until you feel you can get back on soft foods and then solids. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. He says, when can we make that appointment? And I'm like, well, how much is that gonna be? Granted, this guy is in private practice, so 2 words you have to very much look out for when you do anything: private practice. That means it's going to be expensive. I went to this guy in 2010 when the same tooth was just starting to come in and I wasn't having any problems, except it was coming in and it hurt. And he said, that's going to be $1,100. And I'm like, well, that's not happening then. So this time around, he quoted me $1,032. So $1,032. And I'm going, that's still not happening. I was like, great. Yeah, do I look like I'm made of money? I came to you in 2010 and it still hasn't been dealt with. What does that tell you? I mean, A, that I'm lazy, but B, that's a lot of money. And it's money I haven't really ever had. Except for once, and I should have gotten it done, but that's my fault. So I'm sitting here just thinking, great, I'm going to have to put back 50 out of each paycheck, and I'm going through my mind, that's going to be 16 to 18 weeks that I'm going to have to suffer with this. And the antibiotics are steadily going out, the pain meds are steadily going out, nothing is going to last. And it's like, well, shit. So I've started a fundraiser over on Facebook, which I actually have a Moonlit Dreamer page over there that I haven't done anything with. But if you go to that, I will put that up the minute I get off of here. I will put that fundraiser over there. And I'm not asking anybody to donate. If you can't donate, just please share it. Because I'm getting to the point that I can't wait to see the oral surgeon. And of course I have another appointment on Friday. I have one that's basically going to do the same thing, except it's like a $92 copay. This other one saw me the consultation for free, but I'm going in with an x-ray that's going to say, here, look at it. You don't have to take one. Knock some of that price down, please. Anyway, they're going to be able to tell me what their price is, and if it is lower, I'm going to update it. It's like, I hate having to do this, but I'm to the point that I physically cannot wait. There are nights that I do not sleep because I'm trying to not take the prescription pain pills. I'm trying to make every single thing that I can last because I don't want to run out. I don't want to have that happen. I'm having to swish with half hydrogen peroxide and half water, half salt and half water, and then brush my teeth, and then use one of those picks to get the stuff out and swish, and it's a literal whole process that I have to go through. And even then, there are times when the water touches the other cavity that I have, and it sends just a jolt of pain through my face. And I've been losing out on sleep. I lost my promotion. It's really affected every part of my life. When I eat, I have to chew on this side, and then I have to swish afterwards to make sure that nothing got over here. There are certain things I can't drink. There are certain things I can't eat. Anytime I go out, I have to make sure that I have my pain medication and that I'm okay, that I'm trying not to stress, because when my blood pressure gets up, that's also when it's affected. It's literally cost me a lot. I can't even move forward with other plans in my life until I get this taken care of. Unfortunately, as if, it all comes down to it, which I am looking for a second job anyway, I'm going to have to use every cent of that money to put back and get this done. I'm hoping that this other oral surgeon, which, as I said, it can't be done by a regular dentist. It has to be surgically removed, and people have to go to extra school for that, because it deals with the deeper parts of everything and not just the surface. So, of course, it's always going to be more. It's unfortunately the thing of I'm going to have to work doubly hard just to get this done. So I'm trying to keep positive. I'm trying to not freak out, not not really upset myself too much. I'm just focusing on what I can. And then next week, after I've gone and done all of this, I'm going to have to go to the doctor and get my heart seen about. I'm going to have to go as a walk-in to the Indian clinic at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 or 8:30, and get that seen about. And be like, okay, what's my options there? So everything has just been a whole lifestyle change. And that's why I said, losing the promotion at my work of being a manager, everything happens for a reason. Like, something saw this coming and took that stress off of me. And in a way, I'm still upset about it. I'm still very raw about it, but it's giving me time now to really slow down and focus on the things that I've been neglecting. And a lot of people in my life can tell you I do not focus on myself very well. I don't focus on my needs, especially when I need new clothes. I don't go get them. When I need new shoes, I don't get them. My bag is falling apart. I still love her. She's beautiful. I haven't gone and gotten another one. I need new glasses, and I haven't done that. I've been needing to get this tooth taken care of, and I haven't done that because I'm trying to make sure that everybody else in my life is taken care of. And that's incredibly difficult. Now it's forcing me to slow down and be like, hey, you need to deal with this. You need to absolutely stop and listen to what I'm trying to tell you. And now I'm like, well, I guess I see who the master is in the relationship. It's not me, it's my body. Which I've usually said that anyway, especially where my IBS and my stomach acid is concerned, but now it literally is my body is telling me what the hell it's gonna do. So I go to work later today and I should be asleep, which I'm about to go to sleep because I'm very tired after I take my acid reducer. Oh, and I find something to watch, or at least listen to. It helps me go to sleep. And then I have 2 more days off. I go to the dentist that next day, and I'm really just, I guess you can say I'm antsy. Because I really want to find a cheaper amount. I want to be able to find something I can afford, because with donations, I'm up to $255, I believe, which it's a lot short of my goal, but I'm very thankful to everybody who has donated and everybody who has even shared. You guys are rock stars. That's helped me out in ways that, I mean, you don't even consider until it happens. I'm really right now just trying to live my best life and do what I know that I can do, and just, again, tell myself that everything happens for a reason. There was a reason that all of this happened, and that I needed to stop and focus more on myself than trying to put myself in a place where I'm being negative, where I know I'm not caught up, where I know that I'm very far behind in life, but my health has never been great, and now it's time to just really step back and focus on it for a change. So I wanted to update of what's been going on behind the scenes, because it's literally been a roller coaster ride of ending a very good friendship, one that made me happy but then really didn't because it started to go downhill, of losing my cat of 10 years. She was just the biggest baby in the world, and I've had her featured on one of my other channels before, my Mia. She's just the biggest baby in the world. And then having his friends jump on me, losing my promotion at work, having this thing with my tooth, having this thing with my heart, just everything coming and piling on at once has just stressed me out. But now I'm finding really just peace and pride in the things that I can do. And I'm trying to really feed that message to other people. Just be happy with where you're at in life, because it could just be so much worse. You focus on the good things. If you have to wake up every day and find one thing to smile about and be happy about, then absolutely do that. And right now, it's the amazing people at my job. Yes, they demoted me. Sorry. But I have a manager who's really been looking out for me. She has understood more than once about why I've had to call in. She's been fighting to find me a dentist who is going to take me with payment plans, who actually does oral surgery, who actually helps out. She's been, call this place, do this, do that, have you done this, have you done that, do you need anything, you want me to give you a ride home, you want me to give you a ride to work, do you want something to drink, you want something to eat? And it's been like, wow, okay, mommy, calm down a little bit, but I thank you. And that's really, how it should be, is showing that level of respect to an individual. But more than that, it's been Like, this woman genuinely cares about me. She makes me feel like I'm important. She makes me feel like I'm doing a good job even when I feel like I'm failing. So that's the one thing I wake up for, is on the days I go to work, I wake up for the job. And on the days I don't, I go outside and I take care of my plants. I have rosemary and mint that have bloomed. I have other ones that I'm trying to grow from seeds. I have what used to be a mint plant and is now just a very tall tree, and I'm taking care of it. And I mean, it feels really good just to have a purpose in my life and be driven. And right now I'm looking for a second job. I'm going to make that happen, and I'm just going to get closer to getting this done. But again, I wanted to update you, just say, hey, I'm not trying to skip out on things, that I have a lot going on. And as people say, you have to focus on your real life first. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And I guess it kind of makes it for something for the stream, for me to come in and say, you're not going to believe what the hell happened this week. This week, in a shitstorm in Oklahoma, this happened. So I guess it is what it is. But, guys, I'm very tired. I have work in 9 hours. I'm only going to get about 8 hours of sleep, less than that, but it's okay, because I'd rather be here with you guys and making you guys feel better, or at least try to, and I hope that I do, because that's my main goal. As always, guys, stay beautiful, stay safe, stay out of the heat, be good if you can. If not, at least be as lively as you can be. As always, guys, much love, and I will see you all in the next video.